Good afternoon, everyone. Before I talk about the topic that I have to speak on, let me begin with a question. The question is, how often do we see parents planning for the future of their children, being unduly worried about the new age technologies taking over jobs or impacting their careers ahead? How many times have we seen parents being unsure of the choices that they need to make for the children and their career ahead? Now, both or most of the questions that I just posed, they are very pertinent. Pertinent because career and academics is an integral part of our lives, right? It helps shape our lives as well. Back in the times when I was a kid, there was a famous proverb in Hindi that said, पढ़ोगे लिखोगे तो बनोगे नवाब और खेलोगे कूदोगे तो बनोगे खराब. Now times have changed, so the second part of the proverb that says खेलोगे कूदोगे तो बनोगे खराब does not hold true anymore, but academic excellence never goes out of fashion. It is still as relevant as it always was. That is where I want to begin with talking about how you shape your future and the role of academics in it, right? And specifically from the Indian context. When we talk about academic excellence, we wrongly only focus on the subject proficiencies, how we are doing in the subject scores in the examinations. But academic excellence transcends your subject knowledge. It is also about developing critical thinking skills, knowledge skills, collaboration skills, which are highly relevant in the 21st century that we are living in and in the world that we are going to send our children to. So the importance of understanding that academic excellence beyond the subject knowledge is important is first and foremost very important. Now for the children here in our country, academic excellence forms a very, very strong part of the upbringing. And when we talk about academic excellence, we come to the next part, which is where do we deliver academic excellence? Academic excellence is delivered first and foremost at the school. School is a part of the irreplaceable foundation that we provide to our students, right? In school, you just not get the knowledge that is required to clear your subject examinations. It helps you set up for the life ahead. You learn to be disciplined. You learn to follow a structured life. You learn to collaborate with your peers. You learn to listen to your teachers, get active mentorship from them. Even today, it's been more than 2 decades since I last went to school, but even today, when I reach out to my teachers back at school, I can very much sense the sense of joy that they derive out of the successes that I meet. They do feel concerned about the failures that I share with them. And it's been more than 2 decades. They have nothing to do with my life anymore, but they are still as impacted and their advice still counts. So the school, which is the foundation of your academic success, also gives you the teachers who are your active mentors throughout the life. And that is an essential or a quintessential element of school education we tend to forego. When do we tend to forego? When we get into classes 10th, 11th, 12th, mostly around 10th, because of the competitive environment that we are subjected to, given the large population base that India has, right? So whatever opportunity that you look at, whether you want to prepare for a curricular subject, you want to get into sports, anywhere and everywhere, there will be a huge pool of talent available to grab those spots. So inevitably, because of the sheer size of India, which is our biggest strength, there is also a catch, right? So you have to jostle, you have to compete against the very best in whatever field that you choose. And that, when I talk about class 10, 11, and 12, that is a choice that students start to make because they become conscious, they become more serious about the career that they want to get into. I said it could be academic, it could be sports, it could be anything. But if, for example, I take competitive examinations like students preparing for medical or engineering entrance examinations, if you look at the numbers, almost 37 lakh students prepare or not prepare, they appear for these examinations every year. 37 lakhs. And what's the success score? The success score is barely 4%. Right? So you understand, you get the context of what is the competitiveness. And at that time, despite knowing and appreciating the fact that schools are an important part of our lives, the parents and the students face a dilemma. The dilemma of choosing to forego the school studies after class 10 to prepare for your sports activities or prepare for your academic activities, these competitive entrance examinations. And it's a real struggle, it's a real challenge that the parents face because they want their children to succeed. Now, at this stage, despite knowing that school is the place where they need to be, they still have to forego schools. A lot of students do. Almost like 15-20% of the students who are preparing for these examinations do forego these competitive examinations, do forego school for preparing for these competitive examinations. Now, when we say that there is a dilemma, parents and students know the importance of school, why do they still do it? So I've discussed it over my interactions with the schools, with the teachers, with the administrators. One thing that I've figured out is that schools also understand this importance. They feel that there is a bridge that needs to be covered. There is a gap that needs to be bridged, right? From the school education to preparing the students for any of the career choices that they want to make in law, in engineering, in medical, in sports, there is a gap that needs to be bridged because school focuses on the holistic development of the child, while these competitive examinations require you to dedicatedly work towards academic excellence. So what's the solution? In today's age, the solution is provided aptly by technology. The next slide, please. Technology in today's times in the space of education has brought in a great equalizing factor. It provides equitable access across different strata of the society. So whether you are a poor student, whether you are a rich student, whether you are from an urban society, from a rural society, technology is able to provide you with a scalable, affordable solution that can personalize learning to your level. The kind of solutions that we have on offer today, where you can personalize the learning depending on the needs, the requirements of an individual child, helps bridge the gap that probably the school wanted to focus on. With technology solutions today that are working in the space of education, you get a lot of data as different stakeholders. The parents get a lot of data to understand and make informed choices. The schools and the teachers get a lot of data to work on their students and provide them the timely remedial actions, which probably was missing earlier on. And for students, they get to effectively utilize the time that they prepare for these examinations, which creates time for them to work on other interest areas that they might want to pursue. We have often heard about students really being buried under the academic stress, right? Because they do not understand where they stand. With the help of your teachers at school and with the kind of support that technology today provides in your learning, you will be able to get the best of the both worlds and excel. And that is the role of technology. And together with school, it brings in a lot of value to the current education system that we are in. Now, having identified, or probably you already would be knowing, that school is an important place, the most important place, not just because it helps you with your curricular development, but also because it helps you hone the other skills that are required for you to succeed in the world of tomorrow. With the help of technology, the teachers and the students can benefit maximum out of it. But what is going to be the path ahead? What is going to be the approach? The approach, in my opinion and my experience says, is to have an integrated and a balanced approach. You cannot work completely and solely on technology, rely on it, and expect to succeed. You need the intervention the human intervention of a teacher to help you prepare, to help you analyze your gaps, and to help you work on your success, not just academically, beyond the classroom and the academic subjects as well. And technology on its hand is going to play that silent mentor, that silent role where it's going to help you work on your gaps, improve on your strengths, and perform the best in whatever field that you choose to opt for. So what is the path that the students must opt for? Do not leave school education. Do not forego the school education, because those 14, 15 years of your life, the initial 15 years of your life, forms the foundation of your entire life journey. In that phase, if you isolate yourself, leaving or foregoing the school process to prepare solely for an academic examination, you are going to forego a lot of things in life. Things like these gatherings where you get a lot of experience listening to people. All these things, all these holistic experiences will be missed if you move out of a regular schooling program. So the approach is come to school, maintain attendance, participate in the activities, both academic and co-curricular. The teachers and the schools integrating technology in the way they are delivering content, in the way they are delivering the learning experiences to the child. Both the teachers and the students utilizing the data to make informed decisions and help improve, help bridge the gaps that you have at your own individual learning ends, and then compete successfully. When you are at school and you are preparing for any of these examinations or tests that will form the part of, that will set up for the career ahead, when you are preparing for these examinations in the school, there is a possibility that not everybody is going to get to the top colleges, right? The top institutions. Somebody who's playing cricket may not get into an IPL team or the Indian cricket team right away. So being at school also gives you that opportunity to work on your on the plan B. And that is also very important, because when you are faced with the final examination, final test, and if you do not have a plan B in place, you will feel overly pressurized. So the school also helps you reduce that anxiety level, because it sets you up, helps you prepare a plan B while preparing you for the plan A, which is to achieve whatever you want to, wherever you want to go to. So that's the importance of school, and the approach is to stick to school, work with your teachers, utilize the technology and data that's available to excel in the examinations that you are preparing for. And that brings us to the final concluding part of building sustainable success. So all that I've spoken about, the chief elements of success, you have to be very sure that success does not only mean academic success in subjects. Scores and marks do not define you. What you need to essentially work on through the course of your life, not just at school, even later, is building pathway for sustainable success. Sustainable success that sets you up not just for academic prowess and success, but also for the other activities, builds in your ability to critically think, analyze situations, collaborate with peers, collaborate with individuals, and develop the knowledge skill that will help you and the society at large. That is the approach that we must adopt, and that is the path that we must take if we need to add value and contribute to the society. So the journey entirely has to be from the classroom to your career. And all that has to go through your mentors, which are the teachers, right? With this, I conclude, and thank you for the patient hearing. And I hope that it added some kind of a dimension to your thinking, and especially for students who are thinking about career choices post-class 10th, and to the parents who have this dilemma of choosing one program over the other, making exclusive choices versus being present at the school. I think this particular segment did provide you some insight, and I hope you make an informed decision as you go ahead. Thank you.